Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up here, the football gods. Okay, let me clarify something real quick. I have the football gods. It's not meant to be any disrespect to our Lord, okay? It's a term that came about, football gods, okay? So I'm not actually starting a religion for the Dallas Cowboys, although football is kind of a religion or anything like that. It's just a saying, okay? So I don't mean to offend anybody. But anyway, today I've got a little special treat for you. I have Phillip Ebarb here with me. Phillip, how are you doing today?
I'm great, man.
Well, for all of you guys who don't know who Phillip is a man of many talents. In fact, he reminds myself of me. In fact, he might be my brother from another mother. We're both old. We both have aches and pains. You do carpentry work, although he's a school teacher and a musician, so he's got more talent than me. You coach just about everything in the world. And did I miss anything? Oh, you love crawfish.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a given. Any seafood, really.
Oh, okay. So how are you doing today?
I'm great, man.
Oh,
So looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to football season.
well, you do, like I said, you end up doing a little bit of everything. So I didn't know, you just found out you're a school teacher and you coach track. I'm sorry, not track. Swimming, basketball. What else do you coach?
Track, football, basketball, baseball, softball, just about any sport there is. No badminton, no archery.
That's
I've
not
always,
really a
I've
sport.
always been able, yeah, I've always been able to do. I pride myself on the fact that any sport I've ever tried, I've been able to do,
Uh huh.
but not shoot a bow and arrow to save my life.
How about
I
how about
cannot
football?
shoot a Huh?
How about football?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Coach football. My dad was a big time football coach. He loved football. He
Hmm.
loved coaching football, but he went on to be a principal and yeah. But my I coached under one of the greatest football coaches in the Texas State high school history.
Who's that?
Actually, under two of them. One of them won a state championship last year at Newton High School. W.T. Johnson,
Hmm.
and I coached under Curtis Barbay, who was one of the winningest coaches in the history of the state of Texas.
Wow,
I've
that's
been fortunate.
incredible.
My dad was a great coach too, so I've been under some really good guys.
Wow. Okay. So I was reading up. So Hurricane Harvey, when it came through, I think one of your sisters lost a house or two or something, and it came within inches of your house.
Um, I watched for 6 hours the water come within a quarter of an inch 4 times from getting in my house,
Wow.
and my sister didn't lose her house, but she got I think about 4 feet, and my entire board of directors, everybody got from I guess 18 inches to 6 feet in
Hmm.
their house, and we lost our business because we got about 8 inches in our business, and we had to shut down for 2 months, and we lost our. We had a T-shirt shop, and we had to shut it down.
Wow. And the hurricanes, and people are still recovering from that still to this day, aren't they? Because I
Right.
remember one of the years the Super Bowl was in Miami. We went basically past the Florida Everglades to an area that was over there that had been hit like 4 years before by hurricanes, and there were still blue tarps and some of the roofs and stuff. We were there with United Way, and they had a bunch of grants and stuff that they were using to help get a lot of these people back in shape. And we always think that, oh, a hurricane, it's done, it's over with. But it's years in the rebuilding and things like that. So don't forget when we do have disasters about the people that have been hit and hurt by that. Something else that you also do is you are a musician, right? So
Yes, sir.
what
Been a
do you
music
play?
30 some years. I don't. I play a little bit of everything, but on stage I play with some of the best players in the world, man. I mean, the guys down here are some of the greatest musicians anywhere,
Hmm.
and I've had the opportunity of recording and playing with some of the best players in the country. So when they pick up a instrument, I put it down. I sing and I play percussion, and that's about it.
That's about as much as I'll do is I'll pick it up and set it right back down because
That's
you don't want to hear none of this.
uh,
Well, one other thing that you also are very famous for is being Dak Prescott's uncle. Rest your sister's soul. Um, what was he like growing up, if you don't mind me asking?
just like he is right now. One of the most heartfelt, good-hearted, just humble, just a beautiful kid, man. I got stories about him touching people's lives when they didn't even know they were being touched.
Mm-hmm.
We always knew he would be something. He was always something special. Not didn't know he was going to be. He was always something really special, and he always had a
Wow.
work ethic and a constant and a focus that, being a coach for so long, it's a rare thing to see that level, and when you see that level of focus and commitment and work ethic, you know he's going to be successful at anything he does, and he'll continue to be successful at anything he does. I wouldn't care if he stopped playing football next year; it wouldn't affect me, in any form or fashion. I'm proud of him from.
Well, to me, he has the it factor, and and I'm gonna be honest with you now. I don't follow college football that much. It's one of those things that I'm only allowed to do one sport. If I do more than that, I think I'd be divorced because I devote so much time to it. So I don't do that much college football. But I was looking because the Dallas Cowboys were having problems with, of course, Tony Romo, and you had to start thinking about who was going to be the next person that they were going to get. So I was watching the Senior Bowl um, in 2016 to just see how Carson Wentz looked. And I saw, of course, Dak Prescott, and I was like, Dak played better than Carson Wentz. And I was like, it was the MOP, I think, no, it wasn't MVP. They called it something else for the Senior Bowl.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
it was weird
golly,
what it was, but it was
yeah,
MOP, I think, for some reason. And so I just started looking at some college film, and I just kept saying, this guy has it. He's sitting here winning in a place that does not have the best of talent around him. I think only the tight end was the only other player on the offense that was drafted in the sixth round from his class. And I just kept seeing him doing all this stuff and just seeming like he had it. And to me, you can't measure it. You can't know what it is. It's not physical. You just know it when you see it. And it just felt like he had that leadership ability. And you feel like he's always had that.
he's always had that. He uh, he was just always such a great leader, and he had a toughness about him that I mean, my sister was. When I tell you, if there's anybody tougher in this world, man, it was her. She was.
Hmm.
I'll never forget. They were playing. He lived in a neighborhood with some big guys, man. I mean, there are some stories I could tell you about Nick Saban and some of these other coaches coming to recruit Dak's
Hmm.
older brother, who Jace is 6'5", 6'6", about 365 to 400 pounds in high school, and he was the biggest. But there were some other guys out there, 6'4", 6'5", 230, and Dak was about 4 years younger than them.
Hmm.
And house one day, kind of teared up and complaining about they hurt him, and Peggy said, "Well, good, then don't go back out there." And she said, "If you can't handle it, you stay right here." And he bowed up and said, "No, I'm going back and I'm going to play." And he never walked back in that house again. And he was just the toughest kid and always has been, and good-hearted and humble.
Your sister must have been a very, very strong personality because it seems like everything that she instilled in him, it stuck with him, especially about not turning over the football.
Yeah, well, she faced everything head on, and you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about other people when you're put against it, when you're put against the wall, or
Hmm.
you know you're you're put against what other people believe to be right or wrong.
Hmm.
You know, and she faced everything head. She never cared what anybody else thought. She expressed her opinion. She didn't have a filter, and she had the best heart and would help anybody she possibly could ever.
Well, one of the other things that I absolutely positively love about Dak is he's very charitable, and of course, stand up for cancer. Everybody, me personally, I found out almost the hard way about getting a prostate exam. I actually waited longer than I should have. If you're 50 years old, go out and get one because it's not one of those things that you know there's a problem until it's too late. So, and if you can, go to Stand Up for Cancer and do a donation and stuff for Dak Prescott's foundation. And it's a shame that your sister was taken away from us way too soon.
Right.
But
It doesn't get easier.
No, it doesn't. In fact, my brother almost he found out just before it was too late and had some major polyps and stuff that had spread and actually to his liver and stuff and got them. But fortunately, it was just in time. So, was Dak a Dallas fan growing up?
Yeah, that's about the easiest way you could put it. He was wearing Emmitt Smith jerseys and a Dallas one of those old school plastic play Dallas Cowboy helmets.
Hmm.
It did not matter how hard I pushed him to be a Saint fan. He was a Dallas Cowboy. And we
Wow.
grew up in my dad was a coach and we were from Louisiana and my dad always believed you support your home state, you support your home school. So I grew up a Saints fan, but he just for some reason was always a Cowboy fan.
Man, that's incredible. Well, I know he's an avid fisherman, so you're going to be seeing him sometime in the near future and going out and doing some fishing, right?
Oh, definitely. He comes by that naturally. Trust me.
Oh
It's
man. Uh,
our our family are Choctaw Apache Indians, and
hmm.
we're Barb's from. We grew up. My family, not myself, but my family's from North Louisiana, right on Toledo Bend. So we spent every vacation growing up on Toledo Bend fishing, and we live on the Gulf Coast down here, where that's what we did. That's what my dad always
Hmm.
did. That's what I used to do with Dak, and it's our connection to who it's what we do.
Man, that's fun. Well, if you need anybody else to come crawfish eating with you, because I saw that. Look, for you guys don't know, I've actually been talking to Phillip. Hey, I'm an idiot. Okay, you guys know that literally I'm an idiot. One of my life's goals has been I'm going to get an interview with Dak Prescott before it's all said and over. And you guys have heard me say that. And what's funny is I had somebody who shared a comment to me. They said, "Oh, this is Dak's uncle. You should friend him on Facebook and get to know him a bit and stuff." And so I go through and I look at it and say, "Yeah, sure, it's Dak's uncle and all." And I look and I see, "Oh, wow, okay, so there's pictures of him and Dak." And I notice that he had sent me a friend request. And see, I've got a bunch of friend requests. I only have a few spaces left, and I never responded to it like an idiot. And then I go through and look and see, and it's like it's instant message, a direct message, and it's like, "Hi, how you doing? I'm Dak Prescott's uncle. I really like what you do," and yada 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 yada. And I just gave it a thumbs up like an idiot. So it kind of went past me. I'm a little dyslexic here, and so it just missed me that you were Dak's uncle and stuff. But I appreciate you coming on, and he was literally last weekend. We were actually going to do this before, but it's like there was a crawfish cookout that was happening, and it was going to rain, so they built the porch in 2 days so they could have the cookout. Next time, just give me a call. I'll come on down. I'll bring my tools and my son and stuff, and we'll help you get that porch built.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
All right.
You know, I am a fan, but I'm a bigger fan of Joe Boo.
He's the one that brings everybody in here. That is true because people are like, you don't do enough of Joe Boo anymore. It's like we're tired of seeing you. But I appreciate your time and everything else, man.
Yeah, man.
And you live life like I do because it's like for me. At the end of the day, I like to look back and see what I've done because I don't like to waste any time. So I'm constantly on the go, and you sound exactly the same way. I'm surprised you're actually sitting down right now.
Well, it's like I tell every, there's so much hate and
Oh my God.
so many ways of like just trying to separate everyone and just trying to create separation and trying to cause problems. And every time I see that, I just think, damn, do they not have a job? Like, go get a job. Go to work. Go do something for your family. Go share love with people that you love, and you won't have
Amen on
time.
that one. But
Hey, man.
and see, this is the thing that bothers me. The one good thing that I do like so much on this channel is it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, yellow, green, pink polka dot, whatever, young, old, rich, poor, that everybody can come in here and get together and talk football. But so much in society nowadays is if you don't agree with me, it's F you, and you can't have a conversation. And the reality is if we don't talk together, we can't work out. And what I have found out more times than not, that it doesn't matter. We all have the same wants and things. We want to have a good job. We want to have a nice life. We want to see our kids do well. We want America's team to win a Super Bowl. Except for you Eagle fans, you might not want that. But and if you take time to get to know somebody, you'll realize that there's more alike than different. So yeah, thanks for bringing that point back up.
Yeah. Oh man, I got somebody knocking on the door.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and finish this up. But
But
thank you
I
so
want to
much.
address that. That I want to address.
Okay.
edit that back. That's something that is definitely we've been looking for it for days. It's my other nephew, Dak's
Oh, okay.
cousin, going to pick up his grandmother, and so I just didn't know what time they were going to be here.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
I wanted to address what you were talking about. Uh, growing up in the deep South
Mm-hmm.
and growing up in an interracial family. My dad is full blooded Indian and Peggy dating and being married into an interracial being
Mm-hmm.
an interracial family and I was talking earlier about how you learn so much from that and I learned really at an early age who's real and who's not real. And that's what I was saying about if you got time to hate and you got time to create issues and worry about what other people do in their life, just go out and help somebody. Go out and get another job. Do something more constructive with your life. I used to consider myself liberal because I believe that people have the right to live and do what they want to do and have
Mm-hmm.
their own kind of life. But liberal now has created this thing that if you don't believe the way we do, then you're wrong. And
Right.
you so they don't even live by the own definition of their own title,
Yeah.
and it's become a hypocrisy that is just a little out of control in the United States. And sports and kids, man, sports and kids, two places I've always found as a safe haven for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a place that we are all created equal. We are all the same. Kids don't haven't learned how to be jaded and had to learn that hate and that's kind of what I really love about teaching is I teach at an alternative school
Mm-hmm.
which is for troubled kids and kids who have been expelled and everybody's like, oh, kids are changing. No, the times are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Kids have to adjust and they're overlearning everything. And I just think if you continue to share love and show people love, then it makes a big difference, and that's what we really need to be doing in this world.
Amen on that one. And there's a lot to that point because I remember I was out in California and at a Dallas Cowboy fan club, and this guy said, "Man, I got to take you to this bar." He said they shot part of La Bamba, I think, at this bar. I think that was the movie, and he took me there, and I was the only black person in there, and it's kind of a country and western, and I got the everybody turned and look. Okay, looked at me, and I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of different. The great thing about Jobu is I took Jobu, I set him in the middle of the floor right there, pulled out my phone, and I started snapping some pictures. Then all of a sudden, everybody's scratching their head like, what the hell? And before the night was over, Joe Boo's up on the stage with the band. Everybody is having a ball. But if it hadn't been for having Joe Boo, nobody would have stopped to take the time to say, "Oh, you're cool people." And that's to your point that we're more alike than we are different. And if you judge somebody by their character of their heart and by their own merits and shortcomings, you'll find out that color has nothing to do with any of it.
I learned. I was taught something by an eighth grader one day. 2 years ago, one of my kids came in, and there were some racial issues between two of the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and the boy said, and he was an African American young man, and he walked up to him and he turned to his fellow African American and he said, "Hey man, so if you walk in a basketball gym and there's two crowds of people, and it's all black on one side and all white on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
could we go?" Well, I'm going to go over there with all my black people. And he goes, "Oh, wait a second, though. I forgot to tell you that all the blacks are devil worshippers." And he
Okay.
goes, "Well, wait. You didn't tell me that." You didn't tell me that. So
Okay.
I sat there for a minute and I was trying to think about what he said. And he said, it really doesn't matter about the color. It's about who the people are. And it's
That's it.
about what's in their heart. And it's funny how quick you changed that the minute that you heard that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I wanted to make a point so you would start looking deeper than skin."
Yeah.
I'm an eighth grade kid that I just sat there and I'll never forget that. I thought that
Mm.
was just an amazing lesson.
Smart eighth
And
grader.
really fast, really fast.
Mm. Wow. It has been fantastic to talk to you and everything else. I know you're on Facebook. You have, and your band, you run a business with that, isn't it? Isn't it the name of
I,
your?
Yeah, Philip Glenn Band. I
That's
play
it.
with a lot right now.
Hmm.
Uh, I would probably like to, you know, talk more about Huddle Up for Life is our foundation.
Oh, I didn't know there was something else I didn't know about. So what is your foundation?
Yeah, well, Huddle Up for Life got started when uh, Peggy got sick,
Hmm.
and we were having to bring her. You know, Dak being during the season, you know, it was going to be her last year. We were given 6 months at the beginning
Oh.
of Dak's year, and we knew that it was his junior year. It was when he was finally going to be a full blown starter, and she didn't really even want him to know until the last minute. But we knew if we didn't
Oh.
bring her to every game, that she wasn't going to get to spend any time with him because their time is so limited.
Hmm.
Being a student athlete, even on the off season, there really are a lot of demands on these kids' time. And when we decided that after all the family had helped support her financially, getting her to games, uh, it was getting expensive, and we were starting to need a little medical assistance. And we ran into some problems his junior year at the Reliant Stadium when they played Oklahoma State. Mississippi State played Oklahoma State. It was really hot, and we didn't couldn't get assistance to get in the building. And she was out there in the heat, and a police officer helped us get in the building so she could be comfortable. Well,
Hmm.
we decided that should never happen to anybody. So we started Huddle Up for Life, and what we do is we assist student athletes who have any nuclear family members who
Hmm.
are suffering from any terminal illness, and we assist them with plane tickets for the student to go home just for a day, or
Hmm.
we'll pay for the expenses for the family member to go visit the kid at campus, and we'll pay for their motel rooms. We'll, you know, even if it's an hour after practice before they go to bed, or that time is so valuable. And if it had not been for family members and people helping us, Peggy would not have gotten to spend as much time with Dak. You know, sorry,
Wow.
his, his senior year.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I lost Philip there. I don't know if his phone died or. Um, Let me see if I can get him back. Oh, here he comes.
Sorry, man.
Oh, no problem.
I got I got real quick. Let me see.
There
There you
we go.
go.
Okay.
So, I, you know, Peggy said if we're going to do a benefit, we need to raise enough money to start a foundation that helps others do this, and so we want to be able to help people with that. That you know, Dak went to Peggy's funeral and was back at practice that afternoon because that's what she would have wanted, and it was about his dream. And
Mm-hmm.
our foundation supports people who are suffering through the same things we suffered through. And I'm on my way to San Francisco to Mr. John Pay, who was two-time two-sport All-American. He lost his mother to colon cancer. His
Oh my goodness.
sister is the assistant coach at Stanford basketball, girls basketball, and they're honoring me at their fundraiser and foundation for AM's Closet. We're
Mm-hmm.
starting Up for Life, and they're helping us launch Huddle Up for Life. We've had a lot of struggles, including the fact that all the board of directors, you know, hurricane last year,
Yeah.
and a half ago, um, the president, one of my really good friends, happened to pass away from a heart attack. Uh, so we have had a lot of faced a lot of struggles, and thank goodness for John and his sister and Anne's Closet for inviting me out. And we're leaving for San Francisco tomorrow, and try to get this thing off the ground. If there's any student athletes out there anywhere in the country who have family members, you know, that are facing terminal illness and they need assistance to spend time together, you can find us at Huddle Up for Life.
.com.
Uh, we're working on putting the website back up right now. We went through some changes, but you can reach me at Phillip Glenn Ebarb at Facebook or at Huddle Up for Life Facebook.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do something different than I usually do because usually I just upload my videos. I'm going to make sure I go through, edit that, and I'll put the links in for that for you on those. And if somebody wants to make a donation, then they can go to Huddle Up for Life as well.
Yes, sir.
.com. Man,
Yes, sir.
that's
go to the Facebook. They can go to the Facebook. They can contact me however they want. We really need help finding kids that need the help. You know, that's really the most important thing is educating people and letting people know that we're out there.
Yeah.
We're a new foundation. I'm learning how to do this still, and we're definitely trying to raise the money to educate people more and to promote it more so that we can find the kids that need our help.
Well, I got to tell you, I got to commend you and your sister for everything that you've instilled in Dak, and I'm going to definitely talk about Huddle Up for life. You know, most people don't know that, you know, scholarship athletes, they get a scholarship, but they don't allow you, the NCAA doesn't allow them to buy you a suit or a jersey or travel for your things and stuff like that. So I can see where, you know, where you have some players out there who don't have a whole lot of money. And if you have somebody who's terminally ill, it costs money, a lot of money, to be able to bring them back and forth and stuff. And that's difficult because as a professional athlete, as a college athlete, you have very, very little time. You've got classes, you've got practice, you've got film study, you've got weight training, you've got treatment, and your day is literally taken up. And even in the springtime, you've got working out and everything else. So your time is not your own, and that time is fleeting, and you want to be able to spend time with your family as well. So I commend you, and thank you so much for coming on here and spending some time with me, and hope everything goes well tomorrow in San Francisco.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate the platform to get it out and keep doing what you do. You know, I rank you up there with all the big guys, man.
Okay.
You do your thing. You know, you do your thing, and you're objective, and you're not. You know, you're a fan and you love the Cowboys, but you don't homer, you don't sugarcoat anything. You tell the truth, and you back your boys the right kind of way, but you call it like you see it. And I appreciate the way you handle things, man.
You're
You do
gonna
a
make me
great.
blush. Thank you so much. All right,
Yep.
friends. I will see you guys soon. Definitely check out Huddle Up for life.com, and if you know somebody who's a college athlete that does need some help, they've got terminally in person, definitely let them know about the foundation. They're trying to get it off the ground, and also stand up for cancer. Don't forget about that as well. And if you are 50, if you're an old ass like me, please get that colon checked. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.
But winners worry about winning, and losers worry about winners. So we're focused on ourselves in this locker room about what we need to do to get better each and every phase of this game and be ready for this week. And we're not worried about he say, she say.